I'd always been intrigued by the supernatural, but little did I know that a routine business trip would lead me to the most spine-chilling experience of my life. It all began when I checked into the historic Grandview Hotel, a place with a dark and unsettling history. The lobby of the Grandview was a grandeur of marble floors and glistening chandeliers. I was greeted by a courteous concierge who handed me an old-fashioned key with a brass tag that read Room 333. I thought nothing of it at first, but as I made my way down the dimly lit hallway, a shiver ran down my spine. As I inserted the key into the lock, the door creaked open ominously. The room was dimly lit, with heavy curtains drawn tightly shut. The air felt heavy, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I chalked it up to my overactive imagination and unpacked my bags. The night started quietly enough. I ordered room service and settled in to catch up on some work. But as the hours passed, I heard strange noises. Whispers in the shadows, footsteps echoing down the hallway outside my door, and the unmistakable sound of a child giggling. I dismissed it as my imagination playing tricks on me, but the unease lingered. Around midnight, things took a terrifying turn. I awoke to find my room bathed in an eerie, pale light. The curtains were drawn open, and the moon shone through the window. But what really sent a chill down my spine was the figure at the foot of my bed. A young girl, no older than 7 or 8, stood there, her long, dark hair obscuring her face. She was dressed in a tattered white dress, and her pale, almost translucent skin gave her an otherworldly appearance. I was frozen in fear, unable to move or speak. The girl slowly raised her head, revealing empty, soulless eyes that seemed to pierce right through me. She opened her mouth to speak, but no sound came out. Instead, a cold gust of wind swept through the room, blowing out the candles on the bedside table. When I blinked, she was gone. I spent the rest of the night in a state of sheer terror, unable to close my eyes for fear of what I might see. The following morning, I approached the hotel staff, desperate for an explanation. They exchanged knowing glances and reluctantly shared the dark history of Room 333. Decades ago, the Grandview Hotel had been a haven for the wealthy elite, but a terrible fire had claimed the lives of many guests. Among the victims was a young girl named Emily, who had perished in Room 333. Her spirit, it seemed, had never left. Over the years, countless guests had reported similar encounters with Emily's ghost. Some claimed to have heard her laughter echoing through the halls, while others had seen her pale figure at the foot of their beds. The hotel staff had tried everything to rid the room of its malevolent presence, but nothing had worked. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but the fear in their eyes was all too real. They offered to move me to another room, but I declined, determined to confront my fears. That night, I decided to stay awake and face whatever haunted Room 333. As the clock struck midnight, the room once again filled with that eerie, pale light. Emily appeared at the foot of my bed, her empty eyes fixed on me. Summoning all my courage, I spoke to her, asking why she remained trapped in this place. Her voice was a faint whisper, filled with sadness and longing. She told me she was searching for her beloved doll, which had been lost in the fire. She believed it was hidden somewhere in the hotel. With a heavy heart, I promised to help her find the doll. Over the next few days, I scoured the hotel's archives and uncovered old blueprints that revealed a hidden crawl space beneath the building. Armed with this knowledge, I ventured into the dark, dusty tunnels beneath the hotel, my heart pounding with each step. And there, in a long-forgotten corner of the crawl space, I found it. The charred remains of a doll, its once vibrant dress now blackened by the flames. I carefully retrieved it and returned to Room 333. I placed the doll on the bed and spoke to Emily, telling her that I had found her cherished possession. A radiant smile spread across her face, and she reached out to take the doll. As her fingers brushed against it, a blinding light filled the room, and a gust of wind rushed through, rattling the windows. When the light faded, Emily and the doll were gone. The room felt different, lighter, and the oppressive presence had lifted. I knew then that Emily had finally found peace. As I checked out of the Grandview Hotel, I couldn't help but feel a sense of closure. I had confronted my deepest fears and helped a restless spirit find peace. Room 333 would forever hold a place in my heart as a reminder that sometimes, the most terrifying encounters can lead to unexpected acts of compassion and redemption.